Hey, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wilds coming live to you from Houston, Texas, for this inspirational morning walk. For first-time listeners, I just get some exercise in the morning, and I share my thoughts with you guys, what I've been inspired to talk about that day. And you can see behind me there some nice, beautiful clouds and skies up there. It's a great day here. It's nice, a little warm for this time here. We're in the late 60s. The last few days was a little cooler, but today is the late 60s. But look at those clouds. Look at the design they're making back there. But yes, just remember, you can go on YouTube if you like what you're hearing. Go on YouTube. There's lots of stuff on there, and you can check stuff out there. All right. So, but today what I want to talk about, about the law that govern the earth. About the law that govern the earth. That's what I want to talk about today. We can take this law, because I keep saying this whole thing is about laws. It's laws that govern this whole universe. It's laws. They got laws of gravity, laws of this, laws of that law. But we're going to take the law that govern the earth today and see how important we are as human beings to this planet. Who run things on this planet. We're going to take the law that govern the earth today, right? So first, let's look at Genesis 1:26 through 28. Genesis 1:26 through 28. Good morning, Brenda Ballers. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at this law that governs the earth, and it's found in Genesis 1:26 through 28. We're going to see how important we are, human beings are, to this planet, right? So then God said, let us make human beings in our own image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea. Look how much complete control he gave in man. They will reign over the fish in the sea. So anything in the sea, we got control over as human beings. The birds in the sky, anything that's flying in the sky, man will reign over. The livestock, any animals we rearing to eat, we got control over. All the wild animals on the earth, we got control over them too. And the small animals that scurry along the ground. So God's saying, let's make man and he can rule over all these things, right? In Genesis 1:27 now, so God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Fill the earth and govern it. He gave us the authority to rule the earth, to govern it. Reign over it. Repeat what he said up in verse 26. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and the animals that scurry along the ground. So what I'm saying here, God gave mankind, human beings, authority to run the earth. He make earth and he gave us the key and said, y'all gonna run things down there. Human beings run things. So what I mean, he didn't even give himself authority to run things on the earth. Right? That might sound strange to some people. He didn't even give himself authority. No spirits are legal here on earth, meaning God, who is a spirit, and the devil, who is a spirit. None of them are legal here. So no other spirits are legal here that have the authority. Is human beings that has the authority. This is the law that governs the earth. So now we're going to see this law in effect and how God follows his own laws. So we serious and he follows his own laws. Right? So mankind, I want this thinking, has the authority to run things on this earth. He make it clear over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the livestock. He leave out nothing. The livestock, he break it down from livestock to wild animals and even the little animals. So he's saying, man, you guys run things there. So am I saying this to say, both God and the devil need us, our permission, before they can do anything here on the earth. That's how much power that we have. God, that created the universe himself, need our permission. And the devil just can't jump on you and do anything he wants to do with you. Just imagine if he can do that. And because of this law, he cannot do that because he is not legal here. He need our agreement. It's like somebody come in your house You give them God. You should be giving them permission to do whatever it is. They should ask your permission to do things in your own house. So that's like this. If they, you know, so I'm going to show you two stories here that bringing home this point. Two stories. So now let's look at Genesis 3, 1 through 7. Genesis 3, 1 through 7. The serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. This is the NLT translation. Some say the craftiest, some say the smartest, right? One day he asked the woman, did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of these trees in the garden? So he's testing her now to see if she know the laws. He's testing her out if she know the law of the garden, right? Remember, everything is broken down into laws. The law that I read here, what God gave me, and that's the law that runs the earth. So now he's testing the woman out to see if she know the laws of the garden. Did God really say not to eat any of these fruits here? Let me read that again. Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of these trees? He tested her to see if she know the law. If she don't know the law, you can jump all over her now because she's ignorant to the law. You remember what God's saying? The lack of knowledge, we perish for the lack of knowledge. So he got to test her first to see if she know the law. Did God really say you must not eat fruit from any of these trees in the garden? And the woman replies, of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. The woman replied, it's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we're not allowed to eat. God said you must not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die. You're like, oh, okay. Well, she know the law. She know the law of the garden. She know the law. She know what God said. She know the law of this garden. You must not eat that fruit from that tree, right? So you got to come with his tricks now. Remember, he can't jump on her and bully her to do nothing. He got to come in his crafty way to get her to agree with him and get a covenant before he can do what he want to do, right? So let's see. You won't die, the serpent replied to the woman. God knows that your eyes will be open as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil. So now he got to come with his tricks. You know, you won't really die if you eat that, right? God just will want you to eat it because you can become equal to him. Same thing will get himself kicked out of heaven because he tried to be equal with God. So he's playing the same trick. Because you know that's the fastest way to get you, on the other side of God. So he's like, yeah, you won't really die. And the woman was like, I never thought about it like that. And that's not what the enemy does to us every day. He comes and suggests things, true friends, get your boss, get somebody to suggest some stuff to you to break some law, or the boss getting on your nerves, so you're going to cuss him out or she out. I'm breaking laws. All the enemy trying to get you to do is break laws, because that's the only way. When you break God's laws, that's the only way he can get access to you. You got to break in God's laws for him to get access to you, right? So he enticing her to break God's law. She know the law. God said not to eat, so he got to find a crafty way to get her to go against what God said. And once you go against what God said, it's all over. Now you signing a covenant with him. When you go against God's word, you sign a covenant with the enemy. Now we could get access to you, right? So let's see what he say here. So the woman was like, I never thought about that. Yeah, but why God would say not eat from this tree, man? Why all the other trees? What's so special about this tree? Yeah, he probably don't want us to know what he know. Okay, and then let's go on in 6 now. Genesis 1:6. Remember, this is NLT translation. So if you're reading NIV or King James, you can just, words can be a little different, but it's the same thing. So the woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruits looked delicious. And she wanted the wisdom it will give her. So now he enticed her about this wisdom she can get when she eats from this tree. So now she wants some of the wisdom that would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it too. At that moment, their eyes were open, and they suddenly felt ashamed at their nakedness. So they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. So now they break the law. So now the eyes open, right? So now that's when sin introduced. Now the enemy could have access to them because he enticed them to break the law. This law of the garden here, because remember, God gave man control of this earth. So the enemy could not do nothing. He couldn't do us nothing because he was not legal here. He doesn't have control here. He need us to cooperate with him so he can get access to us, right? He can get access to us only when we break a law. So let's see how God himself respects his own law. Let's see how God himself respect this same law that govern the earth. If he make a law, he gonna stand by it. Let's go to Exodus 4:10 through 17. Exodus 10:4 through 17. But Moses pleaded with the Lord. This is when Moses at the burning bush, when God tell him go and get the people out to Israel. Right? God said, why don't you go and get my people out to Israel? I hear the cry at the burning bush. Remember? I'm just picking it up from when Moses, he already tell Moses that, and Moses trying to tell him he's not the right man for the job. So it's Exodus 4:10. I can pick it up from there. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, oh Lord, I am not very good with words. God tell him, go and get the people out, go to Pharaoh and tell him what to say. And he trying to talk himself out and say he's not the right man for the job. But Moses pleaded with God, oh Lord, I am not very good with words. I never have been, and I am not now. Even though you have spoken to me, I get tongue-tied, and my words get tangled. So Moses said, man, I can't speak good. I go into Pharaoh. I'm not a good public speaker. I got to address all these people. God, I'm not the man for the job. Send someone else. I'm not the man. Then the Lord asked Moses, who made a person's mouth? Who decides whether people speak or do not speak? Hear or do not hear? See or do not see? It is not I, the Lord. Now go, I'll be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you into what to say. God said, I could cause people to talk, not to talk, get tongue-tied. And if I'm telling you to go, I'm going to make sure your speech flow the way you want it to go. But Moses wasn't hearing that. Moses wasn't hearing that. But Moses again pleaded, Lord, please send someone else. I'm not the right person. I don't want to do it. Right? I don't want to do it. But hear this part here now. And in 14, then the Lord became angry with Moses. He said, all right, he said, what about your brother Aaron the Levite? So think about it. God Almighty make this earth. You don't think he could have go and get the people out, smite down the pharaohs and all of them and just let them people go? He could have done it. But because of this law that I started out here, where he said he gave man authority on the earth, he respect his own law, so he would not do that because he got to respect his own laws. So he got to bargain with a man, just like how the devil had to convince the woman to eat the fruit, to break the law, to get to do what he want to do. God got to bargain with a man to do anything he wants to do on this earth. He want to get his people out to Egypt, but he got to bargain with a man. He got to get a covenant with a man to do it, right? So here he's trying to reason with Moses. So why do you think he getting upset with Moses? Instead of he wasting time getting upset with Moses, go and take care of this business yourself, God. You're God. But no, he got a law that governs this earth that he himself has to follow. Right? So he tells Moses, all right, he said, what is about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he speaks well, and look, he's on his way to meet you now. He will be delighted to see you. Talk to him and put the words in his mouth. I will be with both of you as you speak, and I will instruct you both what to do. Aaron will be your spokesperson to the people. He will be your mouthpiece, and you will stand in the place of God for him. So he's saying, you talk to your brother. Now, you don't want to do it? Okay. Your brother, I know he speaks well. Talk to him about this. Convince him to do it, and I'm going to tell you what to say, and you're going to tell him what to say. Because I need a man's cooperation to get this stuff done. I make this rule, I can't break my own rule. So I need you, Moses. You don't want to do it? Get your brother to do it. I'm just showing you that how these laws govern us, right? So my question is to you today, right? What are you allowing the enemy to entice you to do today? What sins are you allowing him for you to break today, right? And what task God trying to give you and you trying to talk yourself out and tell him that you're not the best person for the job. And he telling you, I make you, you're the right person. No matter what you think you don't have or what you have, I'm going to help you to do it, right? Because you see how God's so serious with this law. Even when he wanted to come down and do things here on earth by himself, what he had to do? He had to come as a human being, as Jesus, and he had to come through a woman because that's how he make it for you to enter this world. You come through a woman as a baby, then you grow up. So he had to do it. He could have just appeared as any man and start preaching and doing great things. Just appear. He could have done that. But no, he make a law that govern this earth, that human beings run things. And he had to show how he come about through the right path, through a woman, grow from a baby to a man before he start doing what he's doing. Right, guys? So I want to know that's how important we are as human beings. We have a lot of authority that we don't use, right? So we need to start using our authority. So what sins the enemy, what law the enemy tempting you to break today? And just like how we come with the woman in the garden, you can come, you see, man, you know, you can tell this lie and get away with this. You can steal this stuff, man. You'll be rich. Just imagine you steal one of this, you get $1 million. Or look at the man, look at the woman, man. Nobody would know if you go and, you know, if you go behind your husband or your thing back. Nobody would know, man. Nobody. And he tempt you. What sin is he tempting you? Allah, he tempting you to break today. Remember, he's crafty. He can come through a friend. He can come through somebody to entice you to do and break a law. That's the only way he can get access to you. He cannot just jump on you and do what he wants. And what are you allowing yourself? You're talking yourself out of, just like Moses, talking yourself out. Good morning, mortal holder. Good morning. How are you today? What tasks that God is giving you, you're talking yourself out of today and trying to tell him you're not the right person for the job. And he's saying, you're the right person. I make you. I know I can cause you to speak well. I can give you the knowledge you need. I can give you whatever you need to get the task done. But you're talking yourself out of it. So just let's look at that. Let this marinate in us and think about this as you go on the day. And don't let the enemy try to get you to break any law. That is the only way he can get access to you. And don't talk yourself out of something that God chooses you to do. All right, guys? Have a great day, and we'll talk again on Friday. Okay, bye.